Hey everyone, this is Walter, and we're back here to talk about everyone's favorite working man from Spokane, Lucas Werner. He's mostly known for getting kicked out of Starbucks for creeping and then threatening to sue for age phobia. So let's just get started with Lucas Werner, Working Man Saga Part 2. I actually wasn't going to make another video on Lucas until something happened with his job or situation, but he's been posting up a storm on Facebook, so I thought I should maybe read some of these posts. They have been enjoyable at times. This one happened a day after my last video was uploaded, apparently. I just ordered 12 burritos to celebrate my first paycheck with friends. I know we were all wondering what he'd buy first when he got paid, but this should have been the obvious answer. And I have to assume he ate at least 11 out of those 12. You can say elves live in your underwear all you want, but if you say elves live in my underwear, you can fuck off. Madonna dates men 30 years her junior, and nobody bats an eye. Dumps them all the time like a bad habit. Everyone cheers. Female empowerment. Yay. And to be honest, that's her. That's her life. Clap, clap, clap. Good of her. But Leonardo DiCaprio does the same thing. Boo. Men suck. Down with the patriarchy. Shut the fuck up. I don't know why he thinks he should compare himself to people like Madonna and Leonardo DiCaprio. Also, I have heard this guy rant about the patriarchy more times than I can count. Well, it looks like his new thing is mostly going to be complaining about women. If you're in your 20s and still naive and impressionable, there's something wrong with you. Oh, that is great, because Lucas was in his 30s when he got catfished at Spokane, and he was in his 40s when he got catfished at LA with a similar scheme. He's probably trying to talk about religion, though. You know who fucked up Gen Z? Their parents, my age. But I question this. Are they really fucked up? Are the majority of them materialistic? Probably, and so are their cash-worshipping religious parents. Everyone's fucked up. This shit goes hard. Wait, is that dinosaur chicken nuggets? What a neckbeard. He also wanted a bacon shirt, among others. I usually don't eat lunch on my lunch break, but today I was thinking about that 8-piece fried chicken for less than $5. Any ladies in Spokane want to grab a drink sometime? This sounds a lot like his old college arc still. And yeah, it is pretty weird that he just posts something like this to social media. I want someone to fuck and someone to slay for, but I don't think I want to be a groom. I'd like to accept your friend requests, but I receive a lot of trolls, so I'll accept for $10. Yeah, the Wern's a pretty hot commodity on Facebook, I guess. Does the guy you date have to drive? I just don't want to drive for a few reasons. I'd rather eat at nice restaurants than have a car. I actually believe him here. He used to stay at a homeless shelter so he'd have more money to eat out. I see a lot of beautiful women walking around out there with heavier dudes. I see a lot of heavier women with lighter dudes. Just think, I could be that heavier dude. I'm working now. I have a job. I think people should stop finding my faults while I'm busy doing my best to overlook theirs. You complain about men and wonder why you don't have one. The only remarks I've made is I'd like to date someone height to weight proportionate who isn't mean-spirited. That's reasonable. I've dated all sorts of weight ranges. I bet most of you haven't. It's so weird how he looks at things. It's like, oh, I put in my time with heavier women. Now I deserve someone much lighter than me. If any of these sound familiar, it's probably because I used them in a nice guy video. You complain about men and wonder why you don't have one. It's pretty good nice guy rhetoric. I walk around, you know. I see a lot of happy couples. It doesn't matter how happy I am to get a paycheck. I still am lacking what I want out of life. I mean, getting a job was a positive step, but it might take a bit more than that to get the women that Lucas desires. I don't care if you're a gym bro. Congratulations, but you're taking most of the women, while the vast majority of you won't pump up our destructed egos unless we're a gym bro too. If you want one of these alphas, fine, but you probably also complain about how they treat you. Wow, it's almost like these giga chads are losers when it comes to working on their emotions during a relationship, or ever. Has Lucas fallen down like a nice guy incel rabbit hole or something? Also, this is the guy who got broken up with after he threw a glass at a wall in a Mexican restaurant, after his girlfriend told him he wasn't allowed to get violent. Some of you want this type of dude and wonder why they betray you. They're corrupt and you're a glutton for punishment. I think women should be strong and independent and not depend on a man for money. We'll pay for the dates. We'll contribute money to the relationship if you do, but we are not banks and you're not a dependent. He's worried about something that hasn't even happened yet. No one is hitting him up for free food. I'm sure he'd post pictures if they were. Maybe I'm weird for thinking Ice Spice is more attractive than Lizzo, but I'd rather be weird if that's the standard these days. Oh, what a hot take. I'm sure the average person definitely thinks Lizzo's hotter than Ice Spice. Where does he get this shit? Dudes with beards and jobs seem to turn a lot of women on. I don't get how I became the most hated man on the planet. You're not the most hated man on the planet, but try Googling your name sometime. You know what strikes me? I haven't been to a Mongolian grill in ages. I can't fathom why. I hope status doesn't matter to you. But when it comes right down to it, if you go on a date with me and want a steak or lobster tail, maybe a little leg of lamb, one of those or anything else on the fine menu, burger, pizza, sushi, pad thai, whatever, chicken fingers, garden salad, I'll hook it up. Every time a gay guy has asked for anything, he's put his hand on my chest. It's always been something small like $1 or $2. I wish women were like this. I'm not offering the gay guys a date at a nice restaurant, but I love you guys for showing me areas where women could be a little more affectionate and comfortable with me. I'm supposed to believe a gay guy would touch Lucas's chest any more than a woman would? I don't believe anything he says about gay guys. I think he just fucking makes it up most of the time. This was during Pride Month, so I guess he had to show what an ally he was. You ladies say you don't want to date a scrub without a job, so I didn't want to be seen as a scrub and got a job. Yep. Still single. If this is the best your god can do, I'm not impressed. Hey Lucas, I know no scrubs. It goes if you don't have a car and you're walking. Oh yes, son, I'm talking to you. The idea of Adam and Eve paints this picture of men as the life-bringers, when it's both, and women is more evil than anything else on this planet. I have problems with both these brain-dead ideas. Maybe women would be more chill if we erased religion and the bullshit it teaches against women and girls starting with Genesis and continuing the whole way through. Maybe women would be more chill. Lucas would probably take his wife to get a lobotomy back in the day. Terrible. It's hot babe season. 13th year single for me? Look, if I'm wrong and there is a god, he's in control of every event in the universe, so fuck him. Out of the 200 sextillion stars, he put me in orbit around this one? Fuck you, God. I have never heard an atheist spend so much time blaming God for things. It defies all logic. Tell me what a guy has to do for a beautiful woman such as yourself to make your heart jitter. It's weird walking around seeing all these guys that look like me with beautiful women. You'd think I'd have a chance, but where are they meeting? Which specific locations? I need to know. Pretty reminiscent of the Greybeards using his research against him, isn't it? I love gay men, because they're often capable and willing to help straight men out with women, and they're usually extremely polite about it. How did the boys in the He-Man Woman Haters Club and the Little Rascals attract so many girls? Straight up misogynists getting the girls. I've never understood that. Lucas is like, oh, these little kids have a No Girls Allowed club or whatever. What misogynists? They're on the wrong side of history. Fucking hell. Here's an updated what a date with the Wern is like, with sushi this time. You know what's a good combination? Garlic aioli and dill ranch. I feel like the big crunch causes the big bang in a Google years, when the universe is a universe-sized black hole and the singularity is spinning faster than light. Yeah, good theory, Lucas. Does he have any idea how big of a number a Google is? And now Lucas is going to be walking around with this meme shirt of Nicolas Cage's face or something. Thought I'd give you all my kind of date ideas. Little hero clicks if you like. Yes, it's a board game. Look at you, all smart and shit. He looks so out of it in the picture. And I guess he's now spending the rest of his paycheck on intellectual things. An Isaac Asimov classic that remained a trilogy for 30 years, winning a Hugo Award in 1966. Is he making that smug look about these books winning awards? It's like that time Idris Elba won Sexiest Man of the Year and Lucas decided the win just went to men over 40. Decided to visit the park on a hot day to read some Asimov in the shade. He looks like Rufus from Street Fighter in this picture. I need a great steak and a great woman to enjoy some dinner with me. Thinking of getting a steak on my next paycheck. It's a shame you're not my girlfriend. I'd buy you dinner too. Okay, I'd like to get to some of his current incel postings, so let's skip forward a bit here. That's really why I decided to make the video. The dating masterminds tell us to ask the lady out within 3 days of talking to them, so I've got like a dozen in the Tinder queue just waiting on their own discretion. Ugh, I wish women didn't take forever to be ready. I'm going to get lamb chops alone with a big grin on my face. Gotta love it when Lucas has a big grin on his face in public. This place in the mall has pizzas named after characters from Frasier. I had the Martin with a second Guinness. If there's one thing Gen Z loves, I'm sure it's Frasier references. Apparently steak isn't good enough for the ladies of Tinder. Fuck 'em. It's funny how people come out of the church regurgitating what the preacher said, but acting like Jesus said, "Blessed are the rich." I don't know the appeal of having multiple sex partners at a time. They're not quality. You're not quality. You generation is ageist and classist anyway, Gen Z. Knock it off. Be reasonable and you're golden. Change your ways. Such giving into someone's greed. Your bigotry needs to end. Your puny god would have showed up 13 years ago when I first wanted a girlfriend after the last one and answered my wishes. Matter and energy can't be created anyway. Violates physics. Can't be done. Theus, you're living a lie. Fucking hell. My house is right across from a big church. I can't record when they're mowing their grass, and I still spend a lot less time thinking about church than Lucas does. Sure would be nice to get to know a woman over a nice dinner again sometime while I'm still drawing breath. Maybe I should just go out into public to find a lady, but I work weekends. Is there ever going to be a chance again? The whole reason I got a job was so I could afford to keep a lady, but still nothing. Bogus. Oh man, Lucas saying he wants to be able to afford to keep a lady. I just feel like he's gonna tie her to the radiator or something. Girl, I'd like to get to know you over a nice steak dinner or something else if you don't like steak. I hear you want a hard-working man with time to spend with you. I want to date Gen Z and millennials. Tell me to date someone my own age, and you can get both fucked and blocked, ageist. This working man gimmick is worse than William Regal's. It just gets funnier the more he goes on about it. I'd like to establish a rapport with a woman, but they're unusually not open, at least on any dating site, not to me. I had myself convinced women were empathic towards my ideals and people like me. I was absolutely convinced. I'm not so naive anymore. I'm more pragmatic, yet still open to you. Let's forget it and talk over a dinner sometime. I could really use the company. I never would have guessed from all this desperate posting. Holy shit, he really is bringing back all the classics. I need a hottie in my lap right now, a little naughty in love right now. No one has introduced me to a woman in my entire life. I've had to do the legwork myself. As usual, he really overestimates how much people introduce their friends to women. It doesn't happen that very often, maybe like twice to me. You're supposed to be doing the legwork yourself. If you were my girlfriend, you could be eating a 28-ounce, $110 porterhouse steak next week, but my friend shall be having your provisions. Provisions is, of course, a very romantic word. Now let's listen to how he wants to legalize prostitution, like Russell. He's also getting pissed about laugh reacts like Russell. Most guys will date who they can get without beauty on the outside standards, if that's what they can get, which is why we need to legalize hookers. Because you want these guys to get laid by beautiful women, to heal their broken hearts, as you get 100% guaranteed sex from anywhere your womanliness travels. Pussy ain't free, but if it ain't come free, you're ultimately paying for pussy. They might as well legalize prostitution. The women use the dating sites for 100% guaranteed sex with guys. This evens the playing field because the price will drop to $50 in a year for a quick fuck, which is less than a dinner date, forcing a lot of women to lose a lot of good-looking guys lest they woman it up. $50 to have sex with someone who looks like Lucas? He's fucking nuts. I think Russell paid $4,000 for 3 hours with a legal prostitute. Good luck paying for that, Lucas. There's a whole culture dedicated to the cougar/MILF that applauds older women with younger guys that doesn't get called out for manipulation of the male involved with the older woman. I can support that. I can also support the culture of older men with obviously younger women because I'm not a one-sided double-standarding bigot. Body positivity is fine, but men are also bigger sometimes, and usually the bigger guys are bashed for their weight when they do something wrong, like, it's because you're a fat ass, when the same thing said about women is complete social blasphemy. Many celebrate one sex over another, based on weight, height, age, and monetary class, unless that sex is male. Then he's not good enough unless he meets certain standards, where women are not expected to be accountable to those same parameters. Jesus, Lucas, the only standard you need is the woman you want wanting you back. But if you can't meet that standard, then good luck. big beautiful women, BBWs. You see a lot of love today for BBWs, especially from skinny guys, and honestly that's great. Now if the ladies could extend the love to BBMs, big beautiful men, like skinny dudes for BBWs, that'd be peachy. Geez, couldn't possibly lose weight, huh Lucas? Better change the preferences of all women. That's gonna be the easy route. Okay, one more post that he just posted last night, and it's madness. He's going to explain with science why he says no fat chicks, essentially. I can't fuck BBWs. Think of it geometrically, in terms of sexual positioning. I refuse to think of the logistics of this, Lucas. Shame on you. It's not going to fit with a BBW, mathematically sexually. Think of it through the optics of astrophysics. You can't shove a star bigger than a black hole down a black hole. It'll get stuck. Scientifically, me with a BBW doesn't make sense. With you skinny guys, it's like a sperm penetrating an egg. With me, it'd be like two basketballs trying to bump uglies. Think of a woman who's height to weight proportionate, or a bigger man, she could be on top. We can side straddle or missionary, just like with a height to weight proportionated man. It makes sense because the flat chest provides a sly griddle for the lady to procure, or what skinny men always adore about BBWs. More cushion for the push-in is a great second option, so numerically BBMs, big beautiful men, are in harmonious balance with many different sizes of women that work out when you see the geometry in your head of sex. I've thought this well through. Well, Lucas has no idea how sex works. Big surprise there. Also, he probably shouldn't use the phrase more cushion for the push-in to refer to himself, unless he's gonna get pegged, I guess. I think with that stupid post, that's about all the time I have for you today, though. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you have something to say about Lucas, or about the content in general, make sure you let me hear it in the comments. I'll be reading them while the video's new. If you're new here, consider subscribing for more of the same, and soon some Reddit stories, I swear. Big thanks also to my amazing patrons. I'll be back to shout them out by name very soon here. I should be back with Am I the Asshole next, hopefully. Have a great day, everyone, and look out for those big beautiful men.